So let's combine our reducers. We got two, burger, builder, and order. So in the index.js file in our application, now it's time to combine reducers. So first of all, let's import combine reducers from the Redux package. Then I want to import my second reducer. So I'll import my order reducer from /store reducers order. And now I can combine both. So what I'll do is I'll create a new constant here, root reducer, because they are combined into one reducer as you learned. Call combine reducers here and pass a JavaScript object. And there I can now just pass burger builder and assign the burger builder reducer, and order and assign the order reducer, the two things we import. And the root reducer is then what I pass to create store. With that, the whole application will break because now we have different slices of state, burger builder and order. So I need to go to my containers and update. In the burger builder container, at the bottom, where I reach out to state ingredients, total price, and error, this should all be state burger builder ingredients. And the same for total price and error. In the checkout container, where I also get the ingredients, this should also be state burger builder ingredients. In the contact data container, where I reach out to the ingredients too, this should also be state burger builder ingredients in state burger builder total price. But the loading here is coming from the orders. So this should be state orders loading to use, or just order, excuse me, it's just order to use that property. So just state order loading. With that, we can save all these files and go back to the application. Looks good, this still works. If we now continue, let's see if we can successfully dispatch an action here. So here, I'll enter some test demo data, just something we can submit, test@test.com. And let's click order. We saw the loading screen. We got something back from the server, that's looking good. Let's have a look at Redux. I see at least one thing which won't work as expected. We got purchase burger start, and we saw the spinner for a second, so that worked. And purchase burger success. And in success, we saw that the orders were updated, and we added this new object here where we have our ingredients and then stored some data in it. If we have a look at the state, we can expand our orders, have a look at that order, and we see that this order here, I think I need to make this a bit broader to see all of it, has an ID which is not correct. I should have extracted the name property, so that's one thing we need to adjust. But besides that, all of that seems to be working rather good. Of course, we're not redirected once we're done. So this ID fix and being redirected, that are the things I want to fix. Let's just check quickly if it did work on the back end too, but obviously it did. We wouldn't have gotten an ID otherwise. So that's looking all good. We got a burger here. Delivery method wasn't passed on, I see. So that is something we should also fix. But besides that, looking good. So let's fix all these things and let's then see what else we can do in our application. Let's quickly fix the issues we found. One is in the contact data here, where we submit the form. The thing is, if we never adjust the drop-down value, then the value is empty. And it shouldn't be. It should be, let's say, fastest by default. So I just added this to the value property in the delivery method object in the state of the contact data. That's one important adjustment to have this work correctly. Now, one other thing is, in the reducer, in order.js, when we have a success and we get the ID, here action order ID, that's the wrong ID. Because in the order file in the actions folder, where we pass on the ID, I pass on response data as the ID. But instead, we just saw in the log that it's on the name property on the data. That is the ID we want to store. But with that, we have this working. The only missing thing is that we redirect, that we route. And that is something I'll do in the next lecture.